Welcome back, you lovely people, to Kaaimans on Cars, the channel that definitively answers the question, what if Matt Armstrong ran out of money? And today we're back with the Jag. Now, you might have noticed the Jag has mismatched shoes. I've left the house with mismatched shoes before. It's probably because I'm old and forgetful. But with the Jag, that's very much not the case. It was a little bit more dramatic than that. And it's our old friend, subtle foreshadowing. What I do really like about this, it's on the little tiny 16-inch Sovereign wheels, so they ride beautifully, but you'll also notice that the tyres have shot it, absolutely shot it. So they need replacing very quickly. The cracks in the sidewalls on the near side rear particularly, I can almost see through them. That needs doing immediately. That's job number one.
A few moments later.
Right, so here I am, look, I'm stuck by the side of the road, which is never any fun. Luckily I've got a spare, but look, literally, this is why we don't keep old tyres on the car. So on my way to get new tyres, the tyres are popped. Tells you everything you need to know. Thankfully, the car gods were smiling on me that day. There was a jack in there, there was a brace, everything worked and everything was where it should be, and it meant I could very quickly get back on the road. Now, I was very lucky. I had a spare, I was in an okay place and I could change the tyre quickly and easily, and I had a toolkit, none of which I checked, and all of which is hopefully a lesson to all of us with older cars. We could get a puncture in any moment, and if you don't know where your spare is, or even if you have one, because some cars don't, or what condition your toolkit's in, that could have ended very differently and far more expensively. But I've got out of that one, I've got out of jail. What I need to do now is obviously put better tyres on. Whatever I put on now has to be better than what's on there. In some cases we have a 25-year-old tyre on the front and I think a 15, 16-year-old tyre everywhere else. It's not great. They recommend tyres get changed every 7 years because the resins come out, they get hard, they lose grip. So even if your tyre has loads of tread, it's probably worth swapping. So obviously I'm going to need some tyres, and I'm going to need 5 tyres because I now have no spare. That's quite scary, by the way. I think we've all learned something from this. I've gone for these. I've gone for the Davanti Ecouras for lots of reasons. I've used Davantis before. I've got the Pro Tourer Sport on my Mustang. I had the DX640s on my Volvo lease car, which I actually thought were a very good tyre. And these are a gift. I like to be honest with you. If I blagged something, if something's come as a freebie, this came from my friends at Davanti, but I wouldn't put anything on that I wasn't happy to put on with money. I think tyres, safety things, very important. Freebies are lovely, and thank you to the lovely people at Davanti for sending these, but if it's a safety related item, it's got to be good gear. And I'm really hopeful about these. They've got a noise rating so I can keep it limo smooth. They're meant to be a little bit better on gas mileage than some tyres, so I might get some of it back there, and you know we've got a problem with that. And also it's quite decent, it's a B in the wet, so obviously if I want to be a drift king when it rains, they're going to be very good, but they look nice. And there's 5 of them and they're brand new and they're not 25 years old, so we're on to a good thing before we start. The thing about tyres is nobody really gives them heed until there's a problem. Until you've actually got a puncture or there's an issue, you never really look at them. We should check pressures more than we do. We should check condition, we should check tread depth, and particularly the tracking of the vehicle. None of us do, we're all terrible at it. Particularly on a car like this, which is just a wafter. If it's a track car, completely different, I'm all over it. But I know with my dailies, I don't check the tyres as much as I should. So I'm now on my way to see my good old friends at Alamy Motorsport in Donington. Now these guys are the real deal. They normally prepare race cars, very top end stuff. Probably will be the cheapest car they've ever worked on, a 2100 quid Jag. But when I get tyres fitted, even if I'm lucky enough to get them gifted as I have been today, I do think fitting tyres is actually an art. Anyone can put a tyre on, anyone in theory can balance a tyre. But there are a few tricks that not every tyre fitter knows. And my good friend Mark, who I'm going to see now, he is a bit of a legend, lovely guy, but also the care he will take, even on my daily banger like this, will be exactly the same as if I was taking my race car in. And I'm kind of at that age now that I'd rather pay to have something done brilliantly than have an average job done either cheaply or for free. And I think, like I said, with safety things, it's worth getting your wallet out and doing it properly because it can make all the difference. And also a really good tyre balancer with a trick that most of you should know, but I'm going to show you in a minute, will actually use a lot less weight when they put the wheel on. And I'll show you how. So what's it like driving a car on 3 old tyres and 1 ancient tyre and a complete mismatch of grip? Well, as you might imagine, it's absolutely terrible. Simply because the near side front is where the car, particularly on a roundabout, will do most of its work, and you're trying to put a lot of force through there that the tyre simply cannot handle. It's old, it's very, very hard, it has no grip at all. And the problem is the car's just pushing on. So I'm taking it very steady anyway because the tyres are old. So if you have that situation on your car, if you've got different brands, different manufacturers, particularly different ages and therefore different compounds and states of resin softness, it's really worth a look because your car might not be doing everything you want it to do. And get yourself a set of top middle tyres like the Davantis. It could make a massive difference. I'm going to find out in a minute, obviously, what that difference is. But I know from vast previous experience,
new tyre day on your car will transform how the car feels, particularly if you've got the budget to do all 4 or 5 at the same time. It will totally change the way the car feels, because you think about every input you have at this end of the steering wheel has to go through those 4 very tiny pieces of rubber, whether that's braking, steering, acceleration. It's the rubber that's going to do it. So we'll see. I already know it's going to be an enormous transformation, but just how much of a transformation, we'll have to see. Now, before I get to Alamy, I'm going to see my friend Keith at Kaaimans, because everybody likes working on a clean car. If you like a clean car, the legends at Dodo Juice have given me a discount code of Paul10, and I've put the link below. So if you want anything off their amazing cleaning and valeting and detailing range, go to their website and get yourself 10% off. So Keith very kindly made my car look so much better, which I'm sure the lads will appreciate. And because he's a perfectionist and he wasn't happy with the state of my rear number plate, he even made me a rear number plate as well. What a lovely man. And he even fitted it. So I've put the link into Kaaimans there. You can see the sort of stuff they have in the background. If you're in the supercar market, they're the guys. So arriving at Alamy, you'll notice in a minute, this is not your average tyre workshop. This is a motorsport workshop, and they're used to working on much nicer stuff. There is the tyre. That's the start of this entire story. Have you seen a floor that clean? That's cleaner than my house. There's Mark on the left. That's his brother Rob there, Jack in the front. The sexy sockets have got to come out, and we're gunning them off, obviously, and that plastic sleeve protects the wheel. Believe it or not, that is the original paint on those wheels. Plenty of tread on that tyre, but I wouldn't trust it at now 16 years old. So these weights have to come off, which have clearly been there a long time. The great thing about having original paint is the originality. The downside is the inside of this wheel, believe it or not, has not been cleaned properly for 28 years. And poor old Mark has to try and get that brake dust off. So this is round 4 of brake cleaner. And as you can see, where the weights need to go on the edges of the rim, they're not going to stick. So we are going to have to get a little bit drastic. And Mark would like me to point out, at great pains, this is not how they normally do it. It's just because, A, we're in a bit of a rush today. And also I am going to refurb these wheels eventually. So yeah, the wire wheel will give us at least clean mounting surfaces to make sure the weights stick on. And a quick vacuum with a dedicated hoover to make sure there's no dust. Talking of dirty bits, let's have a look underneath. It's the first time since I've bought this car I can evaluate the condition of the chassis, and you know what? It's not bad. A lot of surface rust, but nothing structural, and I have definitely saved worse. I think a bit of a clean and an underseal there will be golden. Yet more cleaning. This is the 5th round of brake cleaner now, so we have somewhere we can at least stick our weights to. So let's see how many it's going to need. First of all, we need to get the old tyres off. They are very much stiff and ready for binning. And we also need to get rid of any of the old weights as well. Now this tyre machine is a bit like using a sledgehammer to crack a walnut. They've fitted some very expensive race wheels and race tyres on here. Everything's covered in plastic. All of the arms are a little bit sophisticated. And there is never any physical contact between any of the tools and the wheel itself. So let's get rid of this old Pirelli. Thank you for your service. You've done a good job. And then there's a clean-up to do on the rims. So obviously the outside's quite good, but where the valve sits, on the edges of the wheels, everything's going to need cleaning up. With the valve seat nice and clean, we can pop a new valve in there. Always use new hardware when you're putting a new tyre on. It's false economy to use the old valve. You just have no idea how good it is. And we also need to make sure that all of these wheels are true before we fit the new tyres. Now, I would say that one is pretty decent, and luckily the other 4 were exactly the same way. Now, any tyre that's been on a wheel for a long period of time is going to leave this rubber residue, and although it's very slight, it can affect the seal, but also actually has a little bit of an imperfection in weight. You've got a few grams of rubber sitting on the edge there if you combine it all together, so we need to get all of that off, ready for the perfect seal. And this is what I mean about anyone can fit a tyre, but very few take the time to do it properly. This all adds time and therefore expense to your bill, but just spending a few extra minutes, although actually this whole process is going to take about 3 hours, it's worth it. And have you ever seen soap so beautifully applied? It's like art. So if you've ever picked your car up from a tyre place and there's tyre soap all over the tyre and wheel, show them this video, because this is how much you put on and precisely where you put it. Outside goes on the outside. Now, red dot and yellow dot. What do they mean? When tyres are made, they're never perfectly balanced. So the yellow dot shows you when they've spun that tyre at the factory, where there's the least weight within the moulding itself. Now, why is that important? I'm going to show you in a bit. And in the same way that tyres are not normally perfectly balanced, they're also not perfectly round. The red spot actually denotes the tyre's highest point. Now, normally, perceived wisdom is you align that with the valve. And if you're very clever like Mark, you'll also allow for the slip as the tyre goes onto the tyre machine. Now, some wheels even have marks on the wheel to show you where to align these. And why it's so important is, depending on where that tyre sits on the wheel, will depend how much weight and where the weight needs to go. Obviously, what we're always looking for when we fit a wheel up is the least amount of weight possible. And I'm going to do an experiment later to show you the difference those two dots will make. Look at that. Perfect alignment. The man is an absolute magician. Look, millimetre perfect. You can actually spin the tyre on the rim, but that's not the point. He's a man who takes pride in his work. We've then got to blow the new tyres onto the rims. You can take the valve out itself, which makes them a bit easier to pop on as well. And here's a gratuitous shot for all you sidewall perverts. Look at that. I would say that's an uncurbable wheel. And the 41st week of 2024 is a lot younger than what we had before. All right, time for a balance. They're spinning up nice and true. We know the wheels are good. How much weight will they take? Well, we'll come back to that later. Now, there's no point taking all this trouble getting the perfect balance, cleaning up the wheels, putting on brand new tyres if the mounting surfaces aren't equally as good. So poor old Rob draws the short straw here, and he's going to clean up all of the seats for the wheels, which is done using this rather natty little brush. The flange misses in the middle, where the hub's going to sit, and then actually the mounting surface of the wheel. You've got to do that 4 times, of course, and it's really worth taking the time and trouble to do this before we cover it all in a light copper slip to make sure that it's absolutely perfect when you mount the wheel up. So it's time to get them on, knowing they're going to sit perfectly, and don't write in, they're not gunning the wheels up. That's on the lowest torque setting. They're literally just nipping them. You'll see the torque wrench come out later. Right, let's repair that spare. It's been a worthy contender. It's done fabulous service since the year 2000, but I think it's time to put something younger and fresher on. Spares do last a bit longer because they don't see the UV, but that one I think should get me out of trouble in years to come. Right, on with the fitments, and I think it's time to do a Poundland Mythbusters experiment for you. So we're going to start off by aligning the yellow dot, and remember yellow is the lightest part of the tyre with the valve. So we're going to use the same wheel, the same tyre, we're going to put a valve in to get the perfect weight distribution, we're going to spin it up with the lightest point of the tyre by the valve and see how much weight that it needs. Place your bets now. Drum roll, please. There you go, 55 on the inside, 65 on the outside. So the burning question is, particularly if you own a wheel and tyre shop, is can I balance the exact same wheel and tyre 2 minutes later by using less weight? So the red dot, if you remember, is the highest point of the tyre. And if we spin that up, exactly the same wheel, exactly the same tyre, it now only needs 35 on the outside and 20 on the inside. More profit for the tyre shop, less weight on your wheel, and everything works and lasts better. And Alice is just putting the final finishing touches and, of course, torquing it up to perfection. And then it's final torque checks on every wheel, final pressures just to be absolutely sure, make sure she's sitting perfectly. Look how good they look. And then a cruise out into the sunshine for the test drive home. Listen to that squeak of new rubber, there's nothing better. Right, I'm just leaving Alumni Motorsport now, and I've had about 5 minutes in the car, and I can tell already it's completely different. It's smoother, it's quieter, the car feels much more supple. Don't forget, in a car like this, a lot of the compliance comes from the tyres, and particularly that 25-year-old one, there was no compliance in that tyre, it was rock solid. I've now got this beautiful magic carpet ride. It's much quieter, I don't know if you can hear that on the phone, but it's just transformed it. It was a wafter when I bought it, and it's absolutely beautiful now, and it drove well enough on those horrible old tyres, and already I can feel a difference. I would say, particularly to have the fitting done to that standard, is money well spent, especially when you've been lucky enough to be gifted a set of tyres. So thank you Davanti for those as well. I love them already. It's just great. I think the moral of the story is please check your tyres, please check your spare. If you are going to have tyres done, do spend that little bit more with really good fitters to have them done properly, because it makes all the difference in the world. Already I've just got way more bite on the front end. I'm not going fast. The tyres are new, they're green, they're fresh out the mould, they've still got the releasing agents on. Yeah, it's transformed the car. Thank you for watching. Do like and subscribe. Do support the businesses that sponsor these videos, and I'll see you next time.